Hello, good day. I'm back in another video. Um, just have to make sure everything is set up. Seems like everything is set up right. The audio seems to be working from my end. Um, one thing I have to do is check on my phone. Let me see. Just go on my phone and go to the stream, see if it's working. Yeah, it seems like it's working. So yeah, I'm back again with another video. Decided to come back on the live to kind of continue sharing some of my projects. I hope I get a few listeners today. I really need to try to build out the community, because I have like some really cool projects. Right now, I'm working on one of them. It seemed like I got signed out, but this project is called Grocery AI. It's basically an AI native grocery platform, and it uses Open Verb. That's one of my projects. It's basically an AI native framework for building AI native apps. So I started working on this OpenVerb roaster app a few days ago. I really wanted to be a reference implementation of the OpenVerb framework, so I decided to work on it. It's probably the best kind of um, reference implementation because it's so big. It's a grocery platform. Like people could actually use this to purchase products and everything. So it is a really cool idea. Right now, I build out I built out actually it's actually working end to end for one of the one of the implementations that it has in it. So one of the implementation that it has in it is well, let's first go over the platform itself. So basically this is the landing page. It kind of talks about um, what it does. So it's AI powered pantry tracking, expiration alerts, and instant groceries ordering. Grocery AI turns chaos into confidence. So you waste less food and save more money. The basic premise is it's basically like a grocery assistant. So you're able to kind of talk to it like how you might talk to ChatGPT, but it helps you with your groceries and your meals. And it's able to like plan really cool meals for you and stuff instead of you just randomly selecting something out of the pantry when you're ready. It's like it's what life should be. It's like in the it's in the perfect world, you know. In the perfect world, your life would basically have your life would basically have everything set up, right? You'd have your grocery set up, you would have everything else set up perfectly. So this is um an attempt to do that in a way to where it's not like invasive or anything, it's just um you kind of having the best of both worlds of having the best part of a grocery website, like a Walmart website or something like that, or Cougar, and then having the best part of um, ChatGPT kind of merged together into like this nice platform where you're able to like talk to your AI and it helps you with your groceries and everything like that. So that's the idea behind the Grocery AI app. Um, so it uses Neon as its database, and it uses OpenAI API key as the AI assistant behind the scenes to power the AI assistant. So these are the different pages. These are the different pages that it has on it. That's the about page. Kind of goes over the goes through AI. As you can see, I decided to use a different font in terms of the text because I didn't want it to be a generic text. And like getting these pictures, AI is pretty good at generating the pictures and everything. So I had it generate this nice picture of a pantry, these fruits and these. It's kind of like a balance, whatever like a balanced diet or whatever. Maybe I should do a section like that, a balanced diet section. I remember when I was in primary school, there was um there was all this thing about a balanced diet. You have your protein, you have your you have your protein, you have your legumes, you have your fruits, vegetables, you have all the different starch, you know, and then all of that um basically kind of works out to where you have a balanced diet if you eat from all of those different things instead of just eating from one of them. So I think that that's actually a really cool demonstration. I'm probably gonna just show you guys how that would look like. I think it's a great thing to add to the site. So let's do that. It's a public page. It's gonna be something that's easy to implement. So I'm gonna show you guys how that would work. So if you're going to do something like that, it's actually pretty simple. So what we would do is because I'm working with cursor, um, we could tell it that we're working on this thing right now. So what we would do is we would just go into this chat and say to it, you're working on this. So I'm going to send it a message regarding the this new page and ask what it thinks about it. Hello, cursor. So I just had this great idea. I decided to add a public page about diet, balanced diet, and how that could be influenced or be assisted by AI. So I remember when I was growing up, they showed us these things about balanced diet. You have your legumes, proteins, starch, fats, and all these different fruits, vegetables, and everything. So I was wondering if like there was a way to create a public page that has all of that information and also kind of puts AI in the mix in a way to where it's not invasive. It's just like, okay, we have to eat all these things to have a balanced diet. How could AI help with that? And what does this Ghost AI assistant is here to do in terms of doing that? So, what do you think about that idea? So, right now, it's finding out about that. So let's just see what it's gonna say. Let me see if anybody's on the live stream. Oh, it seems like somebody's here. That's good. So what I'm working on right now I'm actually working on a public page for this project. What I just prompted Cursor was to get a public page set up for um, for page that explains dieting in a really interesting way. So it's kind of gave me back a response. It says that direction fits your product well and gives you a clear story for why grocery AI exists. Educational function, natural bridge, users get real value. My plate pyramid basis. Right. Yeah, I remember. I think they usually show it as a pyramid. I think you need these food groups, need help get either putting them together. No invasive AI. AI is framed as a helper, not a replacement for human judgment. And then food groups, short section for grains, proteins, what balance means, how grocery AI helps, a dedicated section with a few concrete use cases, build a grocery list that covers all food groups, check what's in your pantry and suggest soft CTA, a single low pressure line, like ready to try it with a link to the chat. Yeah, that sounds good. Clear visuals. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I think I could ask it to generate the images here, but I don't think Cursor does good images. I haven't really used Cursor's images that much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask it to outsource the image creation to Manus because Manus generates really good images. I maybe I should just allow it to generate images itself, but I'm gonna ask it. Okay, go ahead and create the page and integrate it into the header and footer. Also, let's tell me the prompts so I can the images. Then you can them into the page. Probably should probably I shouldn't be typing like this, right? Maybe I should get on one of those fancy whisper flow things that these guys have, you know. But Cursor does have the thing where you could record. I just didn't use it this time, you know. I don't use it much, but because I think if you automate everything, it's like you're gonna lose some of the it's kind of taking out the human out of the loop, even though it's just being able to talk. It's pretty helpful instead of typing because I think I've realized that some of the stuff that I created in the past, they're actually way better. And those are things that I created before I was using like software like Cursor. I was kind of just copying and pasting snippets of code and I was able to create basically all of my foundational platforms. Like for example, there was this one project that was one of my first projects. I think it's called Survey Manager app. So this app, oh, that's crazy. Why did it give me that? So this app, wow. Right. So this app was one of my first steps that I created, and I did some upgrades to it recently using anti gravity, Google's anti gravity. But before that, I was using when I created this app, the initial iteration of it was basically copy and pasting snippets, and I did this great upgrade to it. Now it looks really beautiful. Like it's crazy. Like the upgrade that it got was insane. Like you should have seen it before. It was like one of those real Pythoners. When you saw it, you were like, man, this is definitely a Flask app. It's like, but it was working. But now I did the upgrade to the user interface, and now it looks really good. Like that's really that's really great colors and everything. Like great. The team is really good, and just overall a really good app. But if I hadn't created it before, I wouldn't have been able to um, create it. I wouldn't have been able to do it. Make it to have this upgrade. Um, and then it's the same thing with the web app that kind of goes with it. This is the main app. So I recently did some upgrades to this app. So so this app right now, I probably shouldn't be showing this thing. Let me log out. Log out. But basically, this app I did upgrades to it. But the first iteration was kind of copying and pasting snippets of code. And I think if we lose that kind of manual coding, then it's probably gonna be eventually it's gonna be positive. But I think I wouldn't want to lose the ability to do that. It takes a lot to be able to manually code like that. Like having to search and copy and paste. But it does help. So going back to what I was working on, so I need to create these images. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna keep all. The reason why I did the keep all is this is how cursor works. You have to you have to keep all. Cursor is like driving. It's like driving a car, like driving an automatic. I was gonna say manual, but cursor is so weird. It's like it helps you to do a lot of stuff, but you have to make sure you click the buttons, or else it's gonna mess everything up. So I'm gonna create a new task for Manus. I think I have some credits, so I'm gonna ask it to create these images. I think it's gonna see. I don't think I have to show paste any other instructions. Hopefully it doesn't do anything else other than, oh yeah, it's doing it. Okay, so somebody replied, he said the project structure never made sense to me in any repository. Um, are you talking about one of my projects called FolderCopilot that that I was working on? I'm not sure. I think you're is he talking about FolderCopilot? So FolderCopilot, if that's what you're talking about. So this is one of my projects. It's really a production project. It's actually a really good platform. It does create project structures for you. So the way FolderCopilot works is, if that's what you're talking about, I'm not sure. Oh, you said on GitHub? So no, most project on GitHub. I mean, um, well, yeah, I have like some really cool projects. FolderCopilot is one of my projects that is basically like a production project. So this is what it looks like, and it has a desktop app. A lot of people don't know like the desktop app is really good. It's I could have created the Mac OS and the Linux versions, but I haven't done it as yet. But um, if I was able to open the desktop app, you would see how this is something that should definitely be on everybody's computer. Basically, it's like you're able to sign in, and then it kind of takes you to the authentication, which because I'm already signed in, it kind of just opens because it's connected, right? There's this error message, but don't worry about that. So this is the app, and then you're able to play like music, which I play. It's actually perfect if you're doing live streaming. You're able to play music like this, and you can loop it. So it's actually a really cool thing to have if you're doing live streams. Not sure if the sound is too loud. So this is the Folder Copilot app, and then it has these different tools that you're able to use, but basically it's the same. It's most of the same feature that you have if you're using the desktop version. So it's free to use. There's a free tier that also gives you access to the desktop version. I decided to go that route. I didn't want to lock down that project, like put it behind a huge paywall. So there's a free tier that you're able to use, and then Folder Copilot allows you to generate folders for anything. You could use a custom tab to just tell it what you want. You just tell it what you want, and it creates it. Um, there are templates, and then there's a developer tab that you're able to use to kind of create kind of scaffolds, and then one of the most insane features that it has is it has a print AI feature, which is like insane. A lot of people don't understand how powerful the print to AI thing is. The reason why the print to AI feature is crazy is because it's this is the second tier of that. There's like three different ways that you could have the print to AI. So if you're gonna print something to AI, you could have a native print to AI where it's like inside of your computer, and then you would print to AI, and then the AI analyzes what you printed, which is like crazy for like you could create an entire software as a service project around that. But the reason why I didn't go that route is because that takes a lot of coding. So what I created was like a simpler version. So it has a configure folder. So once you configure your folder where you want to print your, which I have a folder set up right here for that. So you would have to just configure folder, and this is like almost the same thing, but it's not like completely native printing. You're just printing to a folder that is being watched by the app, and then once you select the folder, then you just have to print something to that folder. For example, if I was supposed to print something, um, let me see if I could find something to print, like a Word document or something like that. We could do So let me just open Word and I could show you how the printer AI works. It's actually a really good feature. You know, we could copy some code from one of my. I think I have some packages right here that I could copy. Some text, which is like really useful in this case. These are just some of my things that I've been working on. You know, I have like most of this stuff is not personal. Live streaming is weird. Sometimes like you could kind of show personal stuff because you're kind of showing your code projects and everything. Sometimes it might show something that you don't. So I will go to print. Maybe I should have paste text only. Undo. Gonna click paste. Right. Maybe I should try to get it to be like right. And I could go to print. So this is like a crazy thing because I recently applied for funding for one of my startups, but I didn't use this one. But this is actually one of my best projects. There's almost 100 users, but none of them is paying me, you know. But I'm trying to figure out how I could actually get monetized the right way to where I'm actually making money and stuff. But right now, FolderCopilot actually has people signing up for like every other week, you know. So basically I found a folder. So this is the print to AI folder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna call it print to AI test. And then so I'm gonna click save. And if we go back to the we go back to the app, it picks up all of the previous files plus the new test. And if I click on it, it kind of gives you a preview, and it has a summary. It says data on npm packages clones indicate moderate activity for openwork packages with no immediate blockers or issues identified. So this is basically the print to AI, right? It's crazy. Like you could print something to an AI and it's inside of my FolderCopilot app. You know, it's a really great desktop app. You know, people should definitely use it. It's just that I'm not, I'm trying to get my stuff out there. But this is the print to AI that is gonna take off soon. You know, people are gonna start printing their stuff to AI and then giving up all of their personal information and everything to the AI, more than what they're doing already. You know, they should probably not create a print to AI thing. Let's see what anybody else is. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm happy to share my apps with you. You know, the FolderCopilot app is free. There's a free tier. You can download the app. I tried my best to make sure that it's governed by my app. You know, I don't. You know, because the thing is like, I created it. You know, one thing I worry about is okay, like, is somebody gonna be able to like steal it? But I don't think that's how desktop app works. You know, that's why I had it set up. There's also an auto update that I think, but I guess you would have to approve. I think auto updates you have to select to do it. If you're using the desktop app, you still have to approve the update. But basically, it is connected to your project and everything. So it's not like, it's, you should use it. It's a great project. You know, for the Copilot, I have like almost 100 people sign up for that project, and I recently launched a desktop app with the print to AI, which is insane. Then you have like really cool browser feature that you could kind of browse your desktop from here. Like for example, you could browse the folders like this. You would select folder, then it kind of just gives you a kind of you could expand. You're able to see all of your folders like this. So I haven't, like, if you click on one of these, it's not gonna come here, it's not going to show up right here on the next side because it just kind of gives you this preview, but it's not like for like if you were supposed to open a coding project, which is like let me show you opening a coding project using this browser feature. But those are text files basically, so it's able to show those easily. So for example, if I was supposed to go to my desktop and then I will go to code. Most of my coding projects are not on the desktop, but I have like, because I like sometimes you have to kind of copy stuff to different places and everything. So I have like some mock projects. There's a backup of FolderCopilot that I have right here. So for example, you select, if I selected folder for this, I could expand it and then it gives me the page. It should be showing it, but it's not. But basically, the reason why this is useful is because this is the entire project structure for your app. So it's really useful if you want to. You could copy it, and then you could say, for example, you could go to a next project, kind of use that as a guide or whatever. So you could paste it like that, and then you could kind of have this tree that you could use somewhere to work. It's basically like folders. It's all about folders and a FolderCopilot. So let me go back to the Manus project that I'm working on. So I need to go back to the Manus to work on that. But that's FolderCopilot. It's really great project. So Manus generated the photos for us. I think I thought it was gonna generate. I thought it was gonna generate. It did generate some really cool looking pictures, but I thought it was gonna generate one of those pyramid of the and then it showed this one, which is okay. Grains, proteins, fruits, vegetables, dairy. Yeah, that's good enough. And then this is the last one that it generated. Okay. So let me close this. So it generated 3 pictures. So now we just need to go back to our download folder, because we just downloaded those 3 pictures. And then we're just going to copy these to the, or we're going to cut them. It's better to cut them instead of copy them. We're going to go back to the open verb close strap, and then we're going to paste this in the public folder. We could put them under images because we have like an image folder, and then what we're going to do is we're going to copy as path, copy as path, copy as path. And then we're going to go back. Finally, we're going to go back to cursor. We're going to be like, hey cursor, I added the pictures to the folder, and then we're going to paste those 3 links, and then cursor is going to update the page if it has to, because I think we might have already. So he says those paths match what the diet page uses, so everything is wired up and already request, because they live in the public images, they'd be served correctly and should show up on the balanced diet page. So basically it said that everything is all set up already. So one thing we need to do now is git status. So this is my git status. I don't even know if I should be showing the git status here. I don't think anybody's able to kind of steal my Git status, I guess. But it's like doing live streams sometimes is weird. Um, I need to kind of figure out how to. That's why I don't live stream a lot. Protect my apps and everything. So what I would do now is I basically need to push this to Git. So if you're gonna push this to Git, you're just gonna copy, which I have like this thing set up. This is what I could copy it like this. So what I would do is I would just copy it like this, and I need to go back to the command prompt and paste these commands into the command prompt, and then it's gonna push it to Git, and then that's it. So it's pushing it to Git, and then we're just gonna wait on the page, and then we could wait for like 2 minutes or something. I told it to update the I told it to update the header and footer, but I'm not sure if it did. It seems like it didn't for some reason. Because I was just looking at the I could look at the Git status again to see what it changed. Oh yeah, it did update the footer and header. So once it's pushed and everything, we could refresh the page, and we're gonna be able to see how it looks. So basically, Grocery AI is an AI native grocery app, and it's already integrated with Kroger and partially integrated with Walmart. And I applied for the Instacart. Well, basically, it's actually a really great project because let me see if it updated. So I think it says it updated. So balanced diet. So this is how the new page looks that we just created. It has a built-in a balanced diet as the heading, and then it has all of these different pictures that we just generated using Manners. And basically, it has a call to action. You could click it. It's gonna bring you to the login page, and then basically this is the new. It has a, and then it also has it in the footer. So this is a nice clean page that we just created to check if it's mobile responsive, like that. So I could show you guys what it looks like when you log in. So when you log into the project, this is how it looks. So this project is built on my framework OpenVerb, and it shows you it shows you all of the verbs that your AI has access to. If you don't know what OpenVerb is an AI native framework for building AI apps. So the way it does that is that it allows the AI to send text messages to your app. Basically, if you want to put it simply, in a structured way, then you're absolutely able to execute those messages. But it's and then it's also able to introspect what's available. So basically, this is all of the commands that the AI could do. So the AI could goes to budget get, goes to budget get. That's weird. Goes to chat conversation create, goes to chat conversation delete, goes to chat conversation get, goes to chat conversation message create, goes to chat message, goes to community thread create, goes to community thread get. So basically, these are all of the AI computer language stuff that AI can do, which I created the framework because a lot of apps are not able, a lot of developers right now are not able to create AI native apps. So this is the conversation I was having with the AI regarding my grocery order, which I told you I integrated Kroger already perfectly. So the Kroger is already set up. Kroger is a major retail supermarket company in the US. So it has an open API to integrate with, which is much easier than Instacart, which Instacart you have to go through all the rigmaroles to do. So basically, the reason why it's so great is because you could tell the AI everything and it does it for you. For example, if I go to my dashboard, I have a $300 spend budget for this month, and then I'm able to set the budget. I'm able to edit it and everything, but AI does all of it. So I could. So this is why you saw this chat where I said, what what is my current grocery budget, and it's able to tell me because there is a grocery budget get. There is a grocery budget get. I think if I scroll down to the bottom, you're able to see when it executed that. So this is the grocery budget get function that the AI called. And it's able to go into the database and saw that my grocery budget was actually set to $300. And then these are some of the other stuff that I was working on. But I told you that the Kroger is already complete. So before I said, I was talking to it, I said, I need milk, eggs, bread, and chicken breast. And then it was able to successfully add the items to my grocery list. And then I said, yes, proceed to checkout. And then it proceeded to checkout. And then all I would have to do in my case is click this. And it's going to take me to my Kroger account, which I just need to sign in. I don't know why I think it signed me out for some reason. So that's okay. Let me see if I could put that in. I need to figure out how to protect my credentials and stuff in these live streams. But basically, once you sign in, these are all going to be in your cart. It's not like fake in your cart. It's actually in your cart because there is if you go back to the dashboard, there's also a Kroger connected. So this supermarket chain is connected. So it's much better to use the AI to search for all of your groceries for you. Instead of searching for them manually, you're able to search for them. It's able to find all of them at once. And also, that's really huge because the AI likes to talk in text, right? It likes to talk. So you could have like a 20 item shopping list. You could just put them in and it finds all of them for you automatically, and it spins up a cart, and it's put all of them in your Kroger. It should be the same thing for Walmart and stuff, but Walmart supposedly doesn't expose an API that has all of that. You have to make a deal with them and stuff. So, but this is an AI native grocery assistant, so it's not like there's a lot more that it does. Like you could add meals to your calendar and everything, but I'm still working on it. It's gonna take a while to polish it, which I'm not even sure if I'm going to do. Some other stuff that it does is you're able to kind of close out these two toggles like that, and then the history reloads. I've been most in this chat. So balance that things there. There is also a social, which I haven't added image generation to it, which I could do with the same OpenAI API key. But I need to set up a bucket. Probably gonna use Superbase or some other service. I'm not sure if you guys know any other service that I could use. I'm really happy that you guys came through, and I'm still doing my thing. And like, wow, 9 views, that's crazy. I need to do this live stream thing more, man, I'm telling you, so I can make some money from this. But yeah, I'm really happy to be able to share my project with you guys. Seems like something just happened. Seems like it's working now, I think. But yeah, like this is some of the stuff I've been working on. I need to finish. So this is the profile page. This is how the profile page will look for the once it has I should be checking out all of these. One thing so you're able to edit your profile. You're also able to share it, which is this is all working. For example, if I was able to if I clicked copy, I could go to the private page and paste this to see if it's actually working. See what happens. Right, so it is a public page, right? So this is how your public page will look. You have recipes, likes, following, followers. I'm not even sure if I want to make it public. But this is the recipes. You have follow. I don't think this should be like that. Why can you follow a public page? You'd have to sign up, right? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I need to fix a lot of stuff with this app. But I think working on, a grocery app is not a bad idea. It's like working on a grocery app is not a bad idea because people buy groceries every other day, right? It's a great way to use AI. It's helping you with your groceries. It's helping you to buy good groceries. That's why I created this new page, kind of show people. And it has a dark theme if you're into dark themes. I made sure to set it up so it's working pretty good. The dark theme is really nice. If you go back to that balanced diet page, it shows you these different things that you're able to see the dark theme. It's really cool, right? So this is just a website, but it's pretty. I could create a web app for it because Cursor. The reason why it's so easy to create desktop apps nowadays is because you're able to add multiple folders to your workspace with Cursor, and it's able to read all of the folders in the workspace, including you could add like multiple projects to the same workspace, and then Cursor is able to see them. So you could add the desktop app, and you could also add the web app, and then if you're trying to fix the desktop app, you use the web app as the example, as a guide, because it's all sending the same thing to the same database, and then you have to sync everything up. That's how I created the desktop FolderCopilot app, which is officially launched and everything. Let's go back to the review thing that I showed you guys. Pretty cool, right? The print to AI, man. This print to AI thing is insane. Like a lot of people don't even know about print to AI. They don't even realize that print to AI is gonna be a thing. It's crazy. But I'm trying to work on this grocery app, and it's coming along okay right now. Still has a lot of stuff that I need to work on with it. But what I need to do, as I said, the Kruger is completely working, but I need to polish it, fix some of the bugs and everything, and supposedly it said free, it's free. I don't know what it means like that. Free, no credit card required, free. I don't know how like the AI did that, because how am I gonna make money from this? How could it be free? Like, do I make money from that? From when do I make money from it? It doesn't make any sense. Like what it's saying. I need to find out. But it would be great, right? If you won't ever have to pay any money to like a subscription for your grocery app, because I don't think paying a subscription for a grocery app is a good idea. Just because groceries it's so intrinsic to society. You know, like I always have to just go and buy my groceries. Why do I have to have a subscription to get my groceries? It doesn't make any sense. So I think this is the better approach to make it be free and possibly make money. Each time the person makes an order, that's when you try to get the money instead of trying to get it when you're as a subscription. You know, it depends on what you're offering. I think if you're offering a really great product, which I haven't figured out what that would be, is that it's just this is just basics, right? Buying groceries online using an AI app. It's like okay, you know, if you're able to do some crazy thing to where yeah somebody would pay a subscription. I haven't thought about what that would be as yet. You know, um, I think if you amalgamate a lot of my projects together, I could justify having like a subscription. Is like the one-stop shop for like a lot of stuff. Like if I merged for the Copilot and groceries and all of my other projects into one, you know, maybe I could charge just for a subscription or something. But I wouldn't necessarily charge a subscription for a grocery app. I think I could charge, but like has to be like something really cheap, like $5 or $10 a month, just because I wouldn't want to charge somebody to buy the groceries. You know, it's just weird. I have to think about it more and consult about that. But I think monetization is something that I have to figure out soon. Um, One thing I realized is that a lot of people struggle with the icons. Sometimes they struggle with icons because see if anybody's on the stream. Yeah, this guy came and made some comments. Really interesting. Let me see what he's go to channel. See what he's doing. Seems like he's into. Not sure. Seems like he's into some stuff. But anyways, basically, I need to I need to stop showing my private stuff. Let me see. This is like it's showing. It's not showing my actual keys. It's just showing some of the code I ran in my neon, but it's not actually showing any of my actual keys. But that's the thing, you know, like live streaming sometimes this coding stuff is really weird. That's why I don't live stream all the time. So we have this new balance diet page, which is really cool. So you can see like it's a really cool page, right? And then what we need to do next is we need to figure out what we're gonna do in regards to some of these other. Yeah, so I'm actually working on the grocery app today. So I recently made an update to the app. I added a new page called Balanced Diet, and it kind of explains how a balanced diet works and what AI helps you with that. It says good nutrition starts with understanding the food groups your body needs every day. Here's a simple guide, and how AI can help you put it into practice. So you have your vegetables, grains, and protein and fruits, and it kind of goes over the 5 food groups. For grocery AI helps you eat balanced. Knowing what to eat is one thing, actually doing it week after week is another. Our AI assistant helps you turn nutrition goals into real grocery lists and meals without being pushy or complicated. So basically, it's just kind of ChatGPT and Walmart put together, or maybe Instacart or something like that. But it's a really cool idea. I was going over um, the fact that this project is powered by OpenVerb, which is an AI native framework for building AI native apps. And there is a documentations page that kind of goes into that a bit. So it kind of goes over different things like why OpenVerb. It says OpenVerb is a design pattern for building AI native applications. Instead of having AI directly manipulate data or call APIs, it generates structured verb calls that represent discrete actions. Key principle: composability. Verbs can be chained together. Predictability. Each verb has a defined schema. Debugging full execution logs for every action. Safety. AI can't execute arbitrary code. So basically, it gives you a code example and it says user create a shopping list and add milk. The AI generates a plan. Grocery list create name shopping list. Grocery list add item. Name milk quantity 1. Verb execute creates your list and adds milk. So that's basically the OpenVerb pattern. So it's actually really good for stuff that the AI does something really interesting, like a ghost. Your AI being able to spin up an actual grocery list and put it into your cart is actually really a useful thing, and that's where OpenVerb shines. It's able to allow you to do that. So I was showing you guys before. This is a chat that I was working on when I was debugging and building out the OpenVerb. So right now it's connected to Kroger. Kroger is a supermarket chain in the US. It's big. It's in a lot of states. It's actually not in New England at all. But it is in like a lot of states like Midwest something, I think. But basically I integrated Kroger because they have a public API. They don't make it hard for the developer to integrate. And a lot of developers are doing that now. I think I also went on the Kroger page before when I was integrating it. I can show you guys what that page looks like if I'm able to find it. Maybe it's still open. see what this page says. No, not that one. Jesus Christ! I'm showing all of my information. No, right, the Instacart one. So this is the Instacart developers page. I applied to their developers page, but they're not really open like Kroger. You have to wait, and sometimes it's like they don't want you to get in or whatever. But this is basically Instacart. I think that's not even the page I'm looking for. If I go back, right, this one is it. So the Instacart Developers program allows you to connect to the Instacart with your app. You can fill out this form if you're interested in building an AI native grocery app. You could use OpenVerb to do it, like what I'm doing. But right now I'm connected to Kroger. It's fully integrated. It's able to build a card for you and push it into your Kroger account, and then here to check out and just pay, and then it's basically that. It's gonna you could go and pick up your thing, and it's it also picks the nearest supermarket to you that's affiliated. So for example, if it's the Kroger, it's able to do that. You have a list. So my list, this would be where you go to your shopping list. It says for some reason it's not showing up right. I think I could fix it easily. But the reason why I haven't fixed it is because I was working on chat, which is the main interface I was trying to integrate. So the chat is working fine. For example, I said I need milk, eggs, bread, and chicken breast. It says I've successfully added the items to your grocery list. To the cart, here's what I found. Kroger gives all of these different options, and then it says you can now proceed to checkout. And it says I did proceed to checkout, and it creates the order, and then I just have to click this thing. And basically once I click that, it's gonna take me to the Kroger, and I just have to put in my email. And once I put in my email, then it would take me to my account, and I'm able to see the things on it. So that's basically that. But I could also show you guys one of my other projects that I was working on. So I also built an AI native chess game. So this is an AI native chess game that was created using OpenVerb. The reason why I decided to use OpenVerb, I decided to use the chess game, is because the reason why I decided to use a chess game is because the AI is able to move. There is also an All It Works page that I decided to add to it. The All It Works page explains everything. It says, this is not a chess product, it's a demonstration of the deterministic environment can be turned into a web-driven control surface for AI agents to operate through structured, validated, and replayable actions. Why chess is the perfect sandbox? Chess has everything OpenVerb needs to shine: strict turn-based flow, deterministic state, finite legal actions, and complete audit trail. The verb surface is deliberately tiny, which makes it dead simple to demonstrate how the verb, the executor, the state change loop, it works in practice. So you're able to read through all of the documentation as to how it works. But that's how it works, right? And then if you want to see AI play chess, you just have to click AI versus AI, or you could click AI versus human. So if I click AI versus human, which is what it's already on, I just have to click reset to kind of make sure everything is cleaned up, and then click start. And then I could play the chess with the AI. So right now I'm playing Claude 3 IQ. I could use the that's the is that a rook? I think that's not the yeah, that's a rook. So if I do that, then I could possibly play this, right? You know, it's basically chess. So he decided to continue going down. That's weird. For example, I could decide to play this right here, right? You know, it's chess. I'm not the best chess player ever. I think I just made a bad move. But I guess if in any case I could take this and then he's gonna take me right there. Maybe I should do that. But it's basically chess. I'm not so it wasn't designed as a real chess engine because the AI isn't able to introspect properly. It's able to introspect and decide what to move. You can see the reasoning. It says this is what the AI said is the best move. The the move e4 e3 is a good choice for a few reasons. It advances my pawn and puts pressure on the white center. This helps undermine white's control of the center. It avoids repeating any previous moves, which is important given the rule against move repetition. It's reasoning, but it's not reasoning in a way to where it makes sense, right? Like I'm trying to win. If you're playing chess, you're trying to win. Like for example, I moved my rook here, and it didn't kill my rook. You know, it didn't kill my rook. It didn't kill my rook with the bishop. It didn't kill it with the king either. Doesn't make any sense, right? And there isn't any move to protect it. Like there isn't like, oh, he was gonna get checkmated or something. The AI is not playing chess like how a human being would play. For some reason it's not like a real chess engine. I could program it that way because there's like you could make it really strict and smart. But that wasn't the reason why I made this app. I really made this as a reference implementation of AI taking real actions. I think I spoke about that in the if we go back here, it's gonna kill the game. But I think it says, I think there's a section. It says, "Oh, the AI actually plays." LLMs are not chess engines. They are pattern matchers, not brute force evaluators. Neither GPT nor Claude will play anywhere near Stockfish level. In practice, both play human-like, imperfect chess at roughly 1000 to 1800 ELO, depending on the model and the prompt design. So basically, I could make it tighter and really good. I think Stockfish is probably one of the best things or something like that. So as I said, you're also able to do AI versus AI, which is crazy when you see them play. You're like wondering like how stupid they are. They can't even really play that good. But it kind of gives competition. This is ChatGPT versus Claude right now. Alright, let me see what they do. They can't even play chess, man. I'm telling you. They killed one of them. Killed. I think ChatGPT is not a bad player. sometimes I see that more depending. I think because ChatGPT just got one of Claude's and Claude hasn't gotten any of the Chat. It got two of Claude's. It actually checked it just now, and instead of killing the thing, Claude moved it out of the way. Like I just can't understand how AI plays chess. It's just so stupid. But anyway, so that's one of my projects. It's an open verb reference implementation. So we could pause it, reset it. You're not gonna waste our tokens on that. So right, so basically that's open verb chess, which is a really cool project. You're able to access that from openverb.org to see how the AI uses verbs to play chess. And as I said, we are working on the AI native grocery app, which is actually not doing that bad right now. Did some work on it recently. It needs the Instacart integration needs to be polished. Make sure all of the pages are working end to end. Make sure all of the workflows are working. The Walmart. There's like a few different groceries online things that you could try to implement. Like I think there is Amazon Fresh or something, but and then there's like some of these other options. But I think the real killer feature would be um, the social, being able to share recipes and everything. Maybe take a picture or turn it into an AI version of a picture of your dish that you made or something, and kind of share that along with your recipe. You know, I think it would be a great project. You know, to if you're a chef or something. You know, if you're a chef or whatever, you could do crazy with this. Especially if you have like a YouTube following. One of those chef guys on YouTube could really do great with this project. Because I'm just a vibe coder, I'm not necessarily um, into this kind of stuff. I really designed it as a reference implementation of the open verb pattern. That's the reason why I made it. I'm probably going to open source this project because it's the best reference implementation of open verb that I've ever made. It's much better than the these different toys that I made, like the chess game, which is good to see the AI in action. You know, it's actually really good, especially with the docs and everything that's there to kind of explain everything to you and to see what you're interested. What kind of explains everything, or you could actually make AI do stuff for you. You know, if you're trying to build something to make the AI actually do something. But I think the reason why the grocery is so good is because this is something that human being consumes. Like you consume food, you know, it's definitely something that a supermarket would love to have, you know, because like, everybody's using ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT actually has they have a similar workflow right now that they already implemented. You're able to use the ChatGPT app to make an order and stuff, just like how I did it inside of the inside of the inside of the app, inside of the chat. So I think it could possibly be a great app, you know. just finishing it up. Maybe people use it. I don't know. Like I would use it to buy my groceries to see if it works. But I don't live near any Kroger's. If I lived near a Kroger, I would have tried to use it to buy my next groceries. Let's go and pick it up or something. But I don't have any. But I don't live near. I live near a Walmart, so I would have to integrate the Walmart into it, and then I could test it. But like if you go to the dashboard, you can see what the real dream is, what we're trying to build. You know, there is a ghosted budget thing that really helpful. A lot of people don't even know how much they spend on their groceries. I think it would be great to have like you could upload your images of your well you could just probably just well it's budgeting for your groceries. I think that's great because like groceries are a huge spend every month. Like people spend a lot on groceries every month, and I think that's good. Like people should spend money on their groceries. So I think that's why this is really good. Like tracking budget. I think budget in the past has always not been tied to what it's for. Like for example, there are all these budgeting apps, but they're just checking the money. They're not like inside of a feature like a grocery app. You know, like a grocery app is always separate. Like okay, you spend on the groceries, then you have to go to a separate app to manage all of that. So imagine if you have to manage your budget inside of your grocery app instead. You know, I think that's basically one of the examples of how vibe coders are changing the game. You know. And there is the health and fitness, which is directly tied to your groceries and your health and everything. Your fitness, right? Health and fitness. And your budget. So right now it just has these different forms that you could like for example you could change this to 200. If I change this to 200, let's see what happens. It's gonna update. It did update. And if we refresh the screen, what's gonna happen? Like it's still there. So this seems like it's properly integrated, you know, but we'd have to check to see. And then there is set goals. But how does it track this? Log meals in chat. Log my lunch 500 calories. It's not like this is it's really just having a really useful tool. I'm not trying to like replace anything like Fitbit or anything. It's really just a really lightweight implementation. It's really just for if you want to. It's really just basically. I think the best feature that it has is being able to spin up a cart inside of the chat. Instead of searching for 1,000 different items, you're just able to spin up the card and let me show you what it looks like for the Walmart. Let's just say that can you search for household essentials using Walmart? What I need to do, I'm going to add the speech to text implementation inside of the app. So it said I found some household essentials on Walmart. Here are the items. Would you like to add these items to your cart? It seems like it wasn't able to find them. It's still finding the Kroger items instead. So we need to figure out what's going on with that. As we told it, there's a placeholder. And what the hell is this? Doesn't make any sense. It has a placeholder URL instead of. This is an image URL. It still doesn't make any sense. Because we told it that it should always have real images. Because this chat is working better. Like if you could look, this chat generates the images. And plus I told it that I want. And if you click on this, it's gonna take you to the actual product. Oh yeah, and then as I said, that link that we have, it's bringing us to the login page because I'm sure it was already logged into the Kroger thing. For example, if I go to my cart, so it's bringing me to the login screen. I guess that's okay. I'm not gonna log in. Basically, it's supposed to take you to the product instead of just right. For example, this is the chicken breast, and then if I go to my cart, I'm not sure why it's still bringing me to the login, which I think that's okay. It's trying to authenticate me, but like for example, the eggs. If I click on the eggs, it's supposed to take me to the eggs, and you're able to see the product that you have from inside of the chat. Instead of searching for all these products, the AI finds all of them for you. The Kroger one is already set up perfectly, and you're also able to proceed to checkout. If I go back to the Kroger, you can see it says 4 items in my cart, but because I'm not logged in, because it wants me to re-authenticate again, it's doing that. So it's so weird because it said I'm already connected. But I think searching for a million items is not good for your time management. So being able to spin up your cart by telling the AI, I need milk, eggs, bread, and chicken is better, you know. So this is the AI native grocery assistant that I'm trying to build, and it uses my AI native open verb framework that I built from scratch. I came up with this AI native framework because AI isn't always able to do stuff for you, especially if you're not an experienced developer. I remember when I was trying to build my first app and I told the AI to do something, it wasn't able to do it because it wasn't able to follow my APIs. But now there is MCPs. That was almost a year ago. That's basically like a year and 2 months ago, or a year and 3 months ago. I remember when I was trying to build one of my apps. But since then, they came up with, well, they pioneered or brought forward some other older projects like MCPs. I think MCPs has been around for a while. I'm not even sure, but for example, they have MCPs now and stuff, which I don't even like because it's not AI native to your app. Like, I think you have to chat inside of the other app instead or something like that. I'm not using it. My I built OpenVerb so that you could talk inside of your grocery app, and it does stuff for you. Like it's able to spin up your cart using the thing, and then you also like these are all the verbs and stuff that it's able to execute. So I would try to find out what's going on with this. Need to finish up with some of these other stuff that I was working on. Let me see. If I go to So I'm trying to finish the Walmart affiliates thing, and then there's just some other stuff that I was trying to work on, but basically I'm trying to get approved for the Instacart and the Walmart. I think Walmart has 2 different tiers. But basically I'm going to integrate the Walmart so that what it's going to do, it's going to be able to search for a full cart of items for you. But Walmart doesn't allow you to push stuff into your cart because they're not like completely open like Kroger. You'd have to do like a partnership. But like for example, imagine if you could just tell the AI, okay, I want 10 items, 10 essentials or whatever, similar to what I told the Walmart AI assistant, like organic oat milk, two reduced fat milk, large eggs, sliced bread, unsalted butter. This is not essential. Like what? Man, this is really essentials, man. I'm telling you. Like imagine it. Like you need all of this stuff. This is the essentials. That's supposedly the AI said is essential. You need to get organic milk, reduced fat milk. Why are you getting two different type of milk? That doesn't make any sense. Large eggs, I guess eggs is good. Sliced bread, unsalted butter. And I don't think that's essential, but anyways, this thing doesn't understand what also essential means. So also essentials, I guess. I think the system prompt is the reason why I don't think it understands that also groceries is not just food. Groceries is also household items, like cleaning items, stuff like that, right? I think so. I'd have to research, but I think groceries is not. Let me see. Let us just Google what groceries is. Let's see what Google says groceries. Search or AI. Groceries meaning. Says groceries refer to food and other household items that are purchased regularly from a store for everyday use. See, it says household and other household items. So if I said household essentials, then I think household essentials is probably like 10, at least like, I'm not even sure, like, what are household essentials? Need to figure, and I need to probably make a page like that, household essentials, Ask the AI to give you household essentials. And it's able to find real household, not this thing that the AI said. This is not household essentials. This is gonna get you sick. You're gonna be drinking milk like crazy. But like this is so what I really want for the Walmart integration with the current Walmart setup, because Walmart is not fully open. When you ask the AI to give you the list, it's gonna generate a complete list for you with all of your stuff that you need, kind of like what you would get for ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is polished, right? It's the perfect setup. You ask it to give you real household essentials, it's probably gonna really give you some useful stuff. Matter of fact, let us copy this and paste it into into and also ask it to give us the household essential. Let's see what it says. See, it's much better, right? It gives you these different things. What Walmart household essentials include: cleaning supplies, laundry. Now this thing doesn't even have any food in it. So this is gonna get you sick too. You're gonna starve if you ask ChatGPT to give you household essentials. I guess household essentials is not food. The other AI thought it was food, but ChatGPT interprets that as cleaning products, air fresheners, cleaning stuff for your bathroom, laundry detergent. Those are what ChatGPT refers to as household essentials. So I guess we could see that how your system prompt affects how the AI interprets stuff. The reason why I think the Kroger doesn't understand that, and I think it's in a better position than the Walmart version, than the OpenAI ChatGPT version is that it's at least it gives you food. Like this thing doesn't give you any food, it just gives you what cleaning products and stuff. Like if you do that, then you're gonna be in big trouble. But basically, you were able to find. I think the better position would be. Um, I could probably ask ChatGPT to help me with it. I could say, neither you nor my grocery AI assistant is finding real useful stuff. I'm gonna say aren't household essentials, food also, plus cleaning, etc. Why can't I your list is wrong and this list from my grocery AI is also wrong. Needs to be more foundational and inclusive. I think we need to come up with it's real essentials, like I think the reason why ChatGPT is behaving like this is because it signed a deal with these people. Instead of trying to help me to come up with a really good list for stuff I need, it's coming up with these different things. Like it's almost like it's a website. But this is not the experience I would want if I'm trying to get groceries. I think it usually does this good, so I'm gonna ask it, can you come up with a shopping list for me? Groceries and can you come up with a complete grocery list for me? Let's see what it says. It's searching the web again. I don't want it to search the web. It should know. See, that's what I'm saying. They did something to ChatGPT. It's basically like this is what it did. It's not talking to me anymore. It's becoming like a website where you buy stuff from now. But it doesn't talk to me first or try to spin up a sensible list. It just starts showing me these different things that's gonna be so confusing. It's like I have to come up with my shopping list now on my own. Because once you mention shopping to it or groceries or essentials or whatever, it starts putting these ads. These are ads. I heard they start doing ads. So it's not gonna be able to assist you with anything anymore. Almost. Because I asked it, listen to what I asked it. But I kind of was vague to complete the grocery for me. Can you come up with a grocery list for me? Can you make if we ask it to make a grocery list, it's supposed to not be showing us that. Right. This is what we want. See? And then he says turn this into a Walmart pickup checklist. Optimize it for a budget under $50. See, this is what is supposedly gonna be the killer feature now. It's able to do that, it's able to kind of put you inside of a budget instead of showing you these random stuff that you didn't even ask for. So weird. And you could click this and then it takes you across the screen. You could even see more stuff. So weird. But I think if it gave us the shopping list, which it did, minimum virgin if you want lean, milk, eggs, bread, rice, chicken, pasta, oil, salt, onions, potatoes. That alone lets you eat for days. That sounds good, right? What I think people need is like a shopping list that's always there, so that you need to have a shopping list that's basically your source of truth, and it basically has all of the things you need in it, and you can't lose that list. I think a lot of people lose their shopping list, and then they every month or every 2 weeks or whatever, when they buy groceries, they basically at square one again, trying to figure out what they should get. So I think that's what ChatGPT should try to help people to do. You should have a shopping list section or something. I don't know. But my app needs some work too. I think that's why I have the shopping list thing, right? You have the shopping list, my list. Able to see all of your shopping list. I think right now there's something wrong with not showing the dollar amounts. But the reason why the shopping list persists is because should be creating multiple shopping lists. But it seems like it pushes stuff through this one shopping list instead of creating a new one. So but imagine if you had like this kind of comprehensive shopping list that you could always go back to. And I think that would be a great thing, right? If you're able to kind of go back. If you're able to create this comprehensive shopping list that's always inside of the app. But I think it does have a feature for that already. I just need to fix that thing with the dollar amount, because the dollar amount show up in the chat, but for some reason they're not showing up in that page. Also as the light theme, I'll change it back to light theme if you don't like the dark theme. So I kind of remembered I was supposed to talk about the um the icons. So what I did with my icons is that I actually generated these icons using Manus. So I generated the icons using Manus, and they actually came out really nice, right? But what I realized with icons is that here's the icon in the tab right here. So there's a tab icon, and there's this logo icon right here, and there is this other. But there's like multiple picture files or icon files or whatever, or JPEG files or PNG files. Basically, these different files are your icon files. And sometimes V0 gives you placeholders, and they're already encoded inside of your code. And what you really need to do to kind of use them, to change them, you don't need to create new file names. You just have to. So these are the files, right? You have the simple logo. So these files are usually not actually your logo. They're usually like placeholders from V0, depending on where you get your thing from. I got my stuff from V0. So these are usually just the V0 icons. So what I did was I copied all of these files like this to I copied it as path, and I paste them into V0 into Manus, sorry. And then I told it to generate icons for these, and it was able to do that. So I think that's basically what right. I think let's see. I think I can't find the thing. Anyways, I generated all of those images. Right. I think this maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, I think this one. So I generated all of these images by copying it. So I told it not to change the names, to use the same names, but generated new files. So this is what it did, and that's why I'm able to get all of my images set up immediately, and they render using the same code. Instead of trying to create new names like this or that, you just replace those files, and it's much easier when you replace them instead of creating new ones, because you don't have to change any codes. As I said, that's the main thing. For example, especially with the tab icon, V0 already had an icon here, which is the V0 logo, but now I just have to replace that with the same name, and then it shows up right there. So I didn't have to do anything. I just replaced the same. So when you paste, it's gonna ask you, do you want to replace? Hit yes. It's gonna replace all of them for you. And then you just, I think this is the main one, but for example, like if it's just a great way to do that workflow instead of trying to create new names and everything. I think a lot of people struggle with getting their thing in the tabs also, which I didn't even really focus on that stuff before. I remember setting it up for OpenVerb. So I'm going to right. So basically, that's how I do that with that, right? I mean, I still have like some other stuff. So I'm working on the grocery app, right? I need to do some work. I did this balance diet thing, and then maybe I would do some other public pages soon. So you really want to get the ball running on these features and everything. So what we need to do is we need to go back to cursor and ask it to ask it to help us with some of these different things. So it created the public page. That was good. And then it was supposed to help us with the Walmart integration, which that was kind of need to be worked on. But I can't do some of these. I think what I need to do, because the thing is Walmart only opens up halfway in regards to the way it does the integrations. Let's see. So in the Instacart, I think I got an email from Instacart today regarding setting up. But I think what I really need to work on is maybe work on the image gen, but I don't have the storage bucket set up for that. You could take a picture of you could also take a picture of the dish, post it along with your recipe and stuff. And this is a cool project, but I'm not, it's not, I think it's just a reference implementation of the open verb pattern. I think that's why it's great. I have maybe I could work on another one of my projects. So I have some less coded projects. I have like a more social project that I was working on. Like it's in a different lane than all of these coding projects and stuff that I do. So there is this project called Topics. I showed it before. It's a music archive platform kind of. So the way it works is one of the major thing that it does is it creates musical archive for individuals. So for example, there is a lot of people that I have like 118 people that I already did, and there's still a lot of people that I'm gonna add to it. It's actually the only musical biographic archive in the entire world. Like nobody makes music like this. The reason why nobody makes music like this is because it was impossible. It was impossible in the past to do it because like a musician couldn't do this in the past. even in their entire lifetime, to be able to make 118 is almost impossible. So the reason why I'm able to do this is because of AI. But right now it's just 118 people, so it's not like really influential. Plus, I need to update the URL to real, not that demo Vercel URL. But I haven't been able to do that because of financial reasons. But once I get this up and get it to like 1,000 people, then it's gonna be like cultural shift in music, and I should be pushing to try to finish this archive, but I have so many projects, especially my open verb project, which is more this project is much more powerful in terms of what it is. It's like an AI native framework for building apps and stuff, so I've been focusing on it before more than my other projects. But this musical archive is a different beast, it's different. It's more of a social project, more of a creative project. In a way, it's very different from my other projects. But basically, you're able to play music for these different individuals, and I showed the pipeline before, the way I create the music. So I think it's actually really great because I don't have to play this rap music. I could play actual songs, and these are all my songs that you're not gonna get copyrighted or anything.
In ancient lands neath eastern skies, where wisdom flows and valor lies, a general stood his insight king on battlefields yet unseen. Son to his name through ages told, in tales of war and courage bold. With pen in hand he cast his art, a strategy to set apart. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, Son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. He spoke of war not just as fight, but as a dance of dark and light. To know oneself and know the foe, would guide the way the winds would blow. With minimal force, strike the heart, in silent shade, play your part. For victory lies not in the brawl, but in the minds of those who fall. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, Son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. Through warring states his words did roam, in hearts of leaders found a home. A legacy so vast, so wide, a mastermind in time's great tide. In every word a victory hailed. to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. In ancient lands neath eastern skies, where wisdom flows and valor lies, a general stood his insight keen on battlefields yet unseen. Son to his name through ages told, in tales of war and courage bold. With pen in hand he cast his art, a strategy to set apart. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. He spoke of war not just as fight, but as a dance of dark and light. To know oneself and know the foe would guide the way the winds would blow. With minimal force, strike the heart. In silent shade, play your part. For victory lies not in the brawl, but in the minds of those who fall. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. Through warring states, his words did roam, in hearts of leaders found a home. A legacy so vast, so wide, a mastermind in time's great time. Stir of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, In ancient lands neath
Okay,
eastern
I'm back.
sky, where wisdom flows and valor lies, a general stood his insight keen on battlefields yet unseen. Son to his name through ages told, in tales of war and courage bold. With pen in hand he cast his art, a strategy to set apart. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, Son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. He spoke of war not just as fight, but as a dance of dark and light. To know oneself and know the foe would guide the way the winds would blow. With minimal force, strike the heart. In silent shade, play your part. For victory lies not in the brawl, but in the minds of those who fall. Master of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, Son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight. Through warring states, his words did roam, in hearts of leaders found a home. A legacy so vast, so wide, a mastermind in time's great tide. Stir of war, in shadows cast, through time his whispers from the past. In every line, a lesson veiled, in every word a victory hailed. For peace, for war, for land so wide, his teachings reach both far and wide. Oh, Son, to guide us through the night, lead us in the artful fight.
So I'm just trying to check out how this browser thing works. So this browser is there. So if I was supposed to kind of leave this page and go back to here, it's gonna just show that browser it looks like. And then I could kind of just, yeah, I could kind of just browse around in a way to where I could do stuff. See, in terms of if I wanted to keep something showing, but I guess I could still use that um that tab. I didn't even know I had an elevator tab open. For some reason I can't find that tab. It's weird. Not sure why that's showing. Basically, I guess what I could do is if I wanted to do stuff like privately, I could do it now since that's the only thing that's showing. So that's a great way to work on anything that I need to do privately. So let me see. I think I need to fill out a few forms. So here's this white paper that I made. We can listen to the official version of the white paper. The Geodev space page.
Artificial intelligence has reached an inflection point. Today's large language models can reason, plan, and explain with unprecedented fluency. They can tell you how to solve a problem, but they still struggle to actually do it. This is the execution gap. An AI can explain how to configure a system, draw a map, or modify a design, but the actual execution is usually left to humans or fragile, ad hoc automation. The problem isn't a lack of intelligence, it's a failure of infrastructure. Right now, AI systems execute actions through a patchwork of brittle tool calls, custom plugins, and hidden scripts. These methods are opaque. They lack audit trails, they have implicit permissions, and they are often non-deterministic. What works in a demo often becomes unsafe and unmanageable in production. Without a standardized action layer, AI remains confined to an advisory role. It can suggest, but it cannot reliably operate. Introducing OpenVerb, the missing layer in the AI stack. OpenVerb is a deterministic action layer. It's not a model, an agent, or an application. It is a foundational protocol, a universal action grammar for AI systems. By representing actions as explicit verbs with declared inputs, effects, and permissions, OpenVerb bridges the gap between reasoning and reliable execution. It transforms execution from a hidden side effect into a first-class, inspectable concept. At the heart of OpenVerb is the verb. Every verb declaration makes an action explicit and typed. Take a spatial operation, like creating a buffer zone on a map. In OpenVerb, this isn't just a line of code, it's a formal definition. It declares exactly what inputs are needed, what the expected output is, and what side effects will occur. This enables determinism. Every execution follows a declared path. You can simulate the outcome before acting, audit the process after execution, and enforce strict security policies at runtime. Real-world intelligence doesn't stop at a chat interface. It spans maps, geometry, machines, and environments. OpenVerb is domain agnostic by design. In software, it manages structured data and workflows. In GIS and spatial systems, it treats geospatial operations as first-class verbs. In engineering and CAD, it decouples design intent from tool-specific commands. And in the physical world, it provides a bridge to robotics, sensors, and industrial equipment. OpenVerb provides a unified grammar,
allowing AI to operate coherently across domains without fragmenting into tool-specific silos. This isn't just theory. OpenVerb is already powering production applications. From Grocery AI, which manages pantry logistics across external APIs, to Paywall OS, which uses verbs for semantic access control, replacing thousands of lines of complex logic. Even in multi-agent systems, like our chess demo, OpenVerb enables deterministic communication between different AI models. The future of AI isn't just about better reasoning, it's about reliable operation. OpenVerb is designed for incremental adoption. You can start with a single verb and build your library over time. It's time to move beyond the advisory role. It's time for AI to operate. Visit openverb.org to read the full white paper and start building the future of deterministic AI actions. OpenVerb, the open standard for AI actions.
So let me see if I could find another song for you guys. Another informational piece. All right, maybe I should just go and get some songs.
In Brixton's heart, a star was born. Beneath the London sky, with jazz and rock as his guides, he aimed to fly so high. From Ziggy Stardust lightning bolt to Berlin's moody cries, he changed his skin with every wind. Beneath those ever watchful eyes, he was the chameleon of rock with every mask he donned. From space oddities to heroes, his legend brightly shone. With a voice that crossed the universe, in every note a spark, David Bowie, the starman, left his mark. Through decade shift, his music sailed across the sea of change. From glam rock glitz to soulful bits, his style would rearrange. But in his core that burned a fire of creativity and range, a rebel heart, a work of art, forever uncontained. He was the chameleon of rock with every mask he donned. From space his mark.
Good fit.
He roamed across the land, saw injustice with his eyes. A young dog with a car beneath the Latin skies. He witnessed hunger, pain, the poor's desperate cries. And with each step he took, his rebellious heart will ride. She's revolution, a beacon in the night, a fight for the powerless in the grasp of plight. Against the chains of tyrants, he stood tall and bright. His revolution, with every breath a fight. In the mountains of Cuba, with the Castros by his side, a guerrilla in the making, with a vision wide. He fought for the people, with history as his guide. A new world to build, where justice wouldn't hide. She's revolution, a story bold and true, a flame of hope for the many, not just the few. In the face of empires, his courage only grew. She's revolution, to his ideals he stayed true. From the halls of power to the fields of Bolivia, his dream of liberation spread far and wide. Oh, but in the end a martyr, his legacy would thrive in the hearts of those he inspired to strive. His revolution, a legacy unbound, a symbol of struggle where freedom's found. For a world of equality, his spirit resounds. His revolution, where hope and courage abound. He roamed across the land, saw injustice with his eyes, a young duck with a cause. beneath the Latin skies. He witnessed hunger, pain, the poor's desperate cries, and with each step he took, his rebellious heart would rise. Che's revolution, a beacon in the night, a fight for the powerless, in the grasp of plight, against the chains of tyrants, he stood tall and bright. Che's revolution, with every breath a fight. In the mountains of Cuba, with the Castros by his side, a guerrilla in the making, with the vision wide, he fought for the people, with history as his guide, a new world to build, where justice wouldn't hide. Che's revolution, a story bold and true, a flame of hope for the many, not just a few. In the face of empires, his courage only grew. Che's revolution, to his ideals he stayed true. From the halls of power to the fields of Bolivia, his dream of liberation spread far and wide. Oh, but in the end a martyr, his legacy would thrive in the hearts of those he inspired to strive. Che's revolution, a legacy unbound, a symbol of struggle, where freedom's found. For a world of equality, his spirit resounds. Che's revolution, where hope and courage abound.
In the shadow of a war, a mind bright and bold, crack the codes to save the souls of the young and the old. From Cambridge to Princeton, his intellect soared, but the world outside, oh how it roared. Entering a name that history will sing, in the machine's hum, his legacy will ring. A genius bound by a time unkind, an enigma's heart in born in a poorhouse, name misspelled, a tale begins, sewing in silence, in aubergines, thin linens, cocoa sang softly, dreams bigger than the stage, from the humble beginnings to the fashion age. Coco's legacy, a dance of light and shadow, casual chic on timeless winds that bellow. Chanel no 5, whispers of a class so narrow, in a world of glamour where the truth is hard to swallow. The war came whispering, Coco's choices turn to gray, collab with shadows in history's harsh sway. But from the ashes, her fashion house under Paris skies. Her legacy defies. Coco's legacy, a dance of light and shadow. Casual chic on timeless winds did bellow. Chanel no 5, whispers of a past so narrow. In a world of glamour where the truth is hard to swallow.
I was doing some research on trying to get the thing set up for. So I turned off the screen so that you guys wouldn't be able to see what I was working on. Some of it is private, but it was mostly just research into figuring out what I need to integrate for the Walmart. So Walmart dark theme looks, oh, it's not bad. It's kind of weird. But I couldn't find out where I would need to integrate. I think this is the one I'm looking for. I don't know what the hell cursor is saying that I don't need to get to this part. I think it needs to do more research into what it's saying. So I'm gonna ask it to you might need to so I told it that it needs to do more research into the Walmart thing because it's kind of guiding me in the wrong way in regards to how I set up the integration. See if I could get a something playing. Okay. that one. What do you say? Course AI fits what Walmart offers to customer apps. Confusion mostly about which program to use. User ecosystem marketplace partners, solution providers, Walmart, non-pickup delivery, create third-party consumer to show products pricing. Very good. Okay, so still trying to get this thing set up. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill out the Instacart one because I think Instacart has an easier way to do it than Walmart. But Walmart has a good way. Seems like there is actually a way I could use their thing, but I've filled out all these forms and everything. So I'm gonna take a break to do that. But I'm still gonna be on the live, but I'm gonna turn on my screen again because of that. So I'm still gonna be on the live. I might actually take another 5-minute break. So I'm gonna turn off my screen also.